Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Georgia Shooting Connection Friday night live stream. We're glad to have you on board. We've got the usual suspects with us tonight. We got Kyle Lush, Chico Wise, JH586. We are glad to see you. We've got about 16 or so folks out there. We really appreciate you coming out. What's everybody been up to?
I've been working, and I want to go back to Tennessee. I've been working, man. It was terrible this week because I had so much fun last week with all you guys and stuff like that. So, just came home. I need to straighten up my bench because I haven't straightened it up since we went to the trip. So, thanks for having me, guys. Thanks, Side Chat, for hanging out and waiting on us patiently. You guys are awesome. Kyle, how you been, buddy? Happy birthday.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I appreciate all the birthday wishes, actually. I've been noticing a lot of that now, and it really means a lot. I agree with you. This week just wasn't as much fun as last week. I know one thing. I got to start reloading a bunch of 44 Magnum. But we'll get to that later. That might be a good video for tomorrow.
Well, let me tell y'all something. I've been doing a lot of stuff. Of course, we all went back to work this week after a fabulous weekend last week, and we had 10 or 11 guys on our live stream last week, and work was a letdown after the weekend we had. It's been really fun. Seeing all the videos, and I've still got I got one in particular that I'm finishing up, and still got we all got access to an hour's worth of video that Tread sent for us to take clips out of and make videos. So I saw one in particular video this week that actually it was a post on Headspace that I might not be supposed to bring up, but I found it very interesting from my buddy Nathan over there, which it was great to meet you face to face finally, sir.
Yes, sir.
But he had what was that picture of? I can't remember what it was a picture of, but it had two die sets of 257 Roberts. On the top of it. Was it a barrel?
Well, I bought the regular die set and the collet die set for 257 Roberts, and I got my scope, which is an SWFA 16 by 42. I'm really looking forward to it. 243 Outdoors. He let us all shoot his rifles, and I'm hooked, man. It's a weird situation for me because I started off on rifles when I started shooting as a teenager, and when I came into my 20s, I just wasn't that good with a handgun, so I started focusing on handguns, and I got really kind of obsessed with it for a long time, and now, I'm still young as compared to Kyle, but now many years later, I found myself with a couple milsurps, some really nice milsurps and stuff like that, but nothing that really I could target shoot with. So I'm going back to a project I started several years ago, and I'm looking forward to it. I got my barrel vise tonight. I wasn't supposed to get that until Monday, so I might have to do some conjiggering with plans. But yeah, man. The receiver is a 93 Mauser, Spanish Mauser receiver. So it's a small ring, which limited me to different things. But the rifle in and of itself, and I don't want to go on too long about this. I don't want to make this about my deal. But the rifle in and of itself is really kind of a sentimental thing. The receiver came from a friend of the family's rifle that they got pretty well destroyed with some corrosive ammo and some things that happened, and ended up sitting for quite a while and just ruined the barrel and stuff in it, and I ended up with it. And the 257 Roberts comes from a friend of my father's when I was a kid named Gramps, who was a real gunsmith. And I mean, real gunsmith, like, he was called Gramps back in the early 80s. So this dude had been around since, at one time he probably remembers seeing his first car. So he's that old. And 257 Roberts was his thing. And he would espouse just its absolute capabilities. And so that's what I went with. I went with the 257 Roberts barrel, and I'm using that receiver. I don't recommend anybody to do this. It's way too expensive for what it's worth. And it might not even perform all that well, but it'll be mine. So that's what I'm playing with. Besides, obviously, fixing the 450 Bushmaster.
Yeah, Curtis says 257 Roberts is perfect in a small ring.
Absolutely, and that was kind of it's a match made in heaven. There's something about one thing I like about the small ring for my situation, and I don't know if any of you guys have ever done any rebarrels or anything like that with milsurps and such, but the small ring is specifically easy to put a barrel in because it only has one mating surface. In the large ring Mausers, you have to meet not only the front of the receiver, but also the internal shoulder. So you have to meet those at the exact same time to put equal torque on both to get a good, barrel seat. And with the small ring, you don't. It's only a single meet, so you don't have to worry about that. And the ejector appears to be clearing without me having to clearance it. So I'm looking forward to it. It's a little bit easier than some of the other ones, but this will be my first what I consider a real rifle build. I mean, AR is putting together Legos. This is a heck of a lot more interesting. Yeah, exactly, Curtis. It's 7x57 case. In fact, I was talking with Gun Blue 490 about which cases to order because components have gotten a little scarce. Whether to go with 7x57 cases and neck them down, or to order 257 Roberts cases that may be plus P cases, and there might be changes and stuff like that. So I think we've come to a good conclusion on that. But yeah, I'm just waiting on UPS to bring get parts here, and I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Are you going to have your barrel face and the receiver turned?
No, that doesn't need to. Yeah, that's not going to need to happen. The only thing I want to make sure is when I'm test fitting, I've got some layout ink. Make sure that I get a good equal mating of the entire barrel onto the receiver face. If I get that, then I'm good, and then I'm going to face the bolt a little bit. Not much. I don't. It doesn't need a lot. There is a little bit of something there, so I'm going to face that a little bit before I go and finish reaming and set my headspace and all that. So, and the bolt handle's already been bent, and I don't know. It's some stuff's already been done, so it's going to be fun. And we're going to go through that process. It just might take me a while to get videos up because I want to kind of, instead of trying to rush to get a video done, I want to be able to do what I want to do and film. And then after I kind of feel like I've, got a couple weeks, worth of videos in the can, then start releasing the videos so that I don't feel like I'm doing stuff just to get video, if that makes sense. Curtis says 246 is too much case capacity. That's what Gun Blue says. Yeah.
Gun Blue's something else, man. I love watching his videos.
Yeah, he reminds me a lot of those guys that my dad used to hang around with, the old the old gunsmithing crew, and a lot of them were silhouette shooters and stuff like that. They were good guys. I think he's from Vermont. I think something like that.
Connecticut, somewhere up in there.
Yeah.
Speaking of rifle repair, what are your I know you didn't really discuss what's going on with the Bushmaster, but what are your plans?
My plans are first I'm going to do a couple different things sort of at once. I want to take apart the upper a little bit and check for the alignment of the gas block, because I didn't do that. I just put the upper on the gun. I didn't really check that, and I'm going to check that. Then I'm going to take and maybe, because my primers look pretty rounded, I might up my load a little bit. And then I'm going to try to swap between my stock 223 spring, my 450 spring, my 450 or my basically it's 3008 buffer and my 223 buffer, and kind of swap those around as a cheap way to see if I can get it to function. And if I can't, then I'm going to go with, I was going to order an adjustable last night, but I'm going to wait. And then I'll go with an adjustable gas block and that adjustable buffer that Insight Freedom used and told me about. That was one of the things about our footage from the Dead Zone, Dead Zero Shooting Park. I keep saying that.
Zombie Zone,
No
man.
footage of Insight Freedom, and I don't know why. Like, I watched him shoot. His 22 TCM was one of the most favorite things I shot while I was there. And I have no footage of him shooting. And the only footage I have of the Crazy Scotsman, he's hiding behind a daggum tripod. Yeah, he's the only man there that could actually hide. Well, Chico, that could hide behind a tripod.
Oh God, it was funny.
Oh boy, so we got a lot.
I see old OP's out in the side chat. Brother, is that hurricane got its sights set on you, or what's going on out there? Crickets.
Well, I'm looking forward to those 257 Roberts videos for sure.
I am too. Curtis believes the 257 Roberts will outperform a 6.5 Creedmoor. I agree if I go off paper with my loading, which I will do because I'm experienced loader and I know what to look for, but I probably won't post those loads. So if I start going off of schedule or published load data, I think it will outperform a 6.5 Creedmoor. Yeah. With less pressure. What an odd round. Yeah, it's going to be fun, brother. I'm looking forward to it. I will be posting stuff on Instagram and Headspace and stuff as I go. I just won't be posting videos until I get further in, because it just takes so much time. And we were talking about this earlier. You know, I spent all night last night. And I'm not complaining, but all night last night editing for 2 videos. So that stuff takes time, especially if you got a ton of footage, which we had a ton of footage. Yeah, OP says hopefully it's just rain, a rainmaker. Yeah, but rain isn't exactly a good thing when you get down there below sea level. There's a couple places flooding right now. I need to send out some prayers.
Well, they're saying it's even though it's probably not going to be the strongest storm on the planet, it has a good potential to cause a lot of flooding because of the state of the Mississippi River right now. It's higher than it's been this time of year, and like they're saying, like 40 years, and they're saying that this hurricane is going to do nothing but blow the water back into it. So
yeah, it's dangerous, man. I wouldn't want to be there. That is faux show. Hey, I want
guys,
to.
I'm not trying to be rude or anything to the side chat. There's just so many people there that I'll be typing till Tuesday if I say hello to everybody.
I want to say that I watched. I don't know if you guys watched Curtis's live stream last night, but I'll tell you that was very relaxing and very nice. But it's kind of Curtis's style, is a little bit more relaxed, but just kind of slowly shooting, very methodical, very nice, kind of chatting back and forth. It was a really good live stream. Curtis, I really appreciated it, and if you do more, I will tune in. So,
yeah, Curtis, that's fun stuff.
Oh, and another shout out. KFW did a video reminding everyone of his giveaway. So if you guys don't know who KFW is, go check out his channel. Go on the Reloaders Network and search him there. There's probably an easier way to find him. He's done his giveaway video is on the Reloaders Network. He's giving away a Lyman Brassmith C press, which is a honey of a press because it's going to be a lot stronger than your other C presses. So you get that full open face to be able to do whatever you're doing, size and bullets, whatever. But you get that strength to where you're not going to break the press like I did with the little Lee. So he's giving away one of those, and then a whole like plethora of flashlights that are pretty cool. One of them I've like one light out of that. Oh, actually two. One's a lantern, and I really like that, and the other one is kind of a rechargeable small light, and I'm gonna do a VR for him on that here soon. But that's if you haven't checked that out, go check that out. He said at the time of his video, he said he had one person that had put in for it. So you got pretty good chances. Wait a minute, you're going to be competing. Never mind. Don't do that.
I'm going to win that. I'm going to try to win that yellow press. I need that yellow press.
Yeah, I think that'll really come in handy for a lot of different things. Oh, we have a bustling side chat tonight. I appreciate it. Woohoo! Hello.
Hey,
Oh, and Jamie, it was a pleasure meeting your wife in Rigby the other night. That was nice.
Oh, I didn't know that. You didn't tell me you didn't come over.
come here and say hey to everybody since you interrupted.
Hi, Rigby.
She likes to tickle her pawpaw. She just got out of the bathtub. Can you tell her hair's a mess? All right, get on back in there with Mimi. Mimi will turn that nook on. She's got her little nook, like Carter's got his iPad.
I also wanted to kind of say, Jamie, the feelings are beyond mutual. Getting to meet you and Kyle and Chico and Crazy Scotsman, Insight, the Tread. Make sure I'm not leaving anybody out. MCK. I didn't expect him to be there, so my brain seems to keep cutting that off. Man, it was just amazing. Like getting to meet you guys, and for some of you on the side chat, I know a lot of you guys are kind of normal, regular people that know us. But everyone is as they present themselves to be through this platform, which is such an oddity to me. Like I don't know what I expected, but I didn't expect everyone to be so genuine. It was really awesome. It was amazing. And I appreciate it all, Kyle. I appreciate you letting me crash on your couch. Appreciate you guys letting me have a cot in the room. I hope I didn't fart too much while I slept.
No, but you do snore.
You snore. You have no absolute way to tell anyone in the world that they snore.
Well, next time we go up there, if we do the same thing room-wise, which is very affordable for us with the driving and the food and everything, you will not be on a cot. Somebody else will have to take the cot next time.
No, I'm good with the cot.
Scared.
The cot was good. The only thing I would do different is I'd go drag that extra blanket that was on that rack, and I'd drag it down for my legs because I think that's what gave me that Charlie horse was sitting right next to the air conditioner. I think my leg got cold.
You was hogging it all.
Yes, I was. I was hogging all that AC. Oh, Warsaw asked what ammo you were using in your Mauser.
We were just shooting some steel hot shot stuff, cheap stuff. It was about $10 a box. Steel cases, but after the info he gave me on that video I put up, I probably ain't gonna be doing that anymore. I have 2 boxes of PPU, and several guys have sent me some 8mm brass, and Chico gave me some 30-06 brass that I can convert into 8mm Mauser. So that rifle's probably seen its last steel case ammo.
Rebel asked how many rooms were in the way in, and I'm not sure, but I'd say 20.
20.
Ha! Dumb luck.
Yeah, I'd say 20 is a really good number.
There's at least 20, and they may be 30. But if we go at the right time of the year, that lady's willing to rent us out the whole place. She said we can all come. Seemed like she said like $50 a room during their off time, during their slow time.
Man, they would hate us come lunch and breakfast time. Oh boy, when we come in there and kind of all in a flood, come in there wanting cheesesteaks and such.
I believe they'd love it, brother.
I don't know. buying toilet seats.
Yeah, I've seen blue toilet bowls before, but that one was inverted.
Hey, Willie, I just got I got plenty of 30-06 brass, brother. It's gonna be okay. They make 30-06 brass every single day. They don't do that for 8mm Mauser. At least I don't think.
Heck, you could technically, with a little bit of work, use 270 brass.
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking into one of those little Harbor Freight chop saws, like I saw Uncle Jim have doing 223 to 300 blackout earlier this week.
You can borrow mine if you want to get a feel for it.
Cool.
I don't have a jig for that. I got a jig for the 300 blackout, but
Well, I'm still kind of hunting a 20 MOA scope base, and finding one that's going to fit on a Seiko AV may be impossible.
Hold on, let me look. EGW, I think, is the name of the company that Josh uses, and they have a pretty good plethora of scope mount bases. So EGW scope base mounts, to search it wherever. That'd probably be where I'd start. If Josh uses it, then it can't be terrible.
Yeah, I've found some. Curtis said I can use some 10 snips. I saw that video too.
that requires a lot of patience, though.
Yeah.
I can see Jamie slinging some brass across the room. I can tell you that.
Yeah, Cranky, we had planned on going to Chattanooga one night for Sticky Fingers, but it was so far back down the mountain to Chattanooga. I mean, it was that what if we'd have went to supper in Chattanooga like I was planning to, that would have took between 3 and 4 hours, because you know that place is going to be packed. It was like a 45-minute ride once we got past Chattanooga. Don't y'all think?
Yeah, I think given the circumstances and the amount of time that we had, we all wanted to spend time together, not in the cars separate running down the road. So
how many things are you looking for on the road to say backwards now?
Yeah, there was it's funny, man. I don't know if anybody else gets this, but sometimes, man, I'll get on the road and I just get freaking sleepy. God, I'd make a terrible truck driver. And on our way from Spencer down to where Kyle lives, I just got sleepy as hell. And finally, Kyle realized this guy's getting sleepy. And he started joking with me and saying everything that he was seeing on the road and all the different names backwards, and got me laughing and woke me up. And then after I dropped him off, I was good to go. But that was a lifesaver, brother. I appreciate it.
Next time you see a Toyota Tacoma, just remember it's an
Yeah.
ammo.
Okay. Oh, because I want to buy a Tacoma, so it's going to have that actually. Like, I'm going to get some redneck letters on the back window of it, and it's going to say Ammo Cat. That's done. That is already done, brother.
Okay, Mr. Soldier, we'll take you up on that. He said if he gets to come next time. What is this if crap, man? Come on, soldier up, big man.
Come on, man. Hey, Chico, why don't you run down the side chat? They are lighting it up, brother.
They are. Here we go. We're gonna go for the last one that just popped in. It was Willie Bullet Man, Uncle Jim, Warsaw Patriot, The Awakening. I've never seen him, but thank you for being here. Single Shot, JH586 is on the panel. Thoughts of an Old Soldier, the Texas Outlaw Michael Signs, Vanessa Kitty, OP25TTFD, Fuzz T Fork 8, William C. Chaplin, Vanessa Kitty, Daniel God is my judge, Thoughts of an Old Soldier, AR Precision, Jeremy Gunslinger, Lloyd Hicks, Cranky Cletus, Thorzax, the Reloading Press is on the panel with us, the Crazy Scotsman, Andy 79Z28, We also have Ocean 374, Big Isle, Phil M. Rivers. Chico Wise is on the panel, reading down the side chat. Carl Luss is on the panel laughing at me. And who else do we have? I'm scrolling. Oh, Chris 338. I always leave him out. I make sure I see him now. Cloud Boys Ghost. Cloud Boys Ghost. Never seen him, but thank you for being here. Alaska One Andy, thank you for being here. And I know it's gonna happen. I'm gonna 67 Rebel SSTAMC. I'm sure I'm covering all the bases and all the targets. Oh, Killing Time, and I know I got two more that I haven't seen. Pony 447. Red Raider Reloaded, aka Larry K. Webb. And did I miss anyone? Edward Petty. Eagle Eye Shooting. Oh, am I missing anyone? Don't leave any. That's it. I got them all.
I got them all.
Why somebody say you left me out? I'm scrolling back down now. King Ken. See, I did it. Thanks, guys, for being here, side chat and ladies. West Community Dodge also did.
Willie said that he tried to get me on the live stream while I was driving back. Man, I had kind of I'm not saying the reception's bad on I-75, but it's kind of a little like not great. And I hit some weather pockets, brother. Good grief. Like you couldn't hardly see the end of the hood. So I was trying to I'd turn it off. I'd have it playing up on the dash or whatever, just listening until I got some weather, and I'd turn it off and try to concentrate. Because it was, I saw like several different accidents that had just happened. I mean, it was pretty crazy the way these storms are kind of blowing up. Yeah, Cranky, this is my Dead Zero Shooting Park hat. I don't know if it's available on their website, but if it is, I recommend you getting one. It's $25, and it fits very nice. The Loaded Cap Gun is enjoying the T-shirt of the same style. Speaking of which, I'm considering doing some T-shirt work here. I don't know. I've been talking to Bacon about it. Oh boy.
Yeah, I think we need a Georgia Shooting Connection T-shirt.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Oof. How would we do that?
Our cover page.
Nah, it's too many colors to try to do screen printing. That would be crazy. You know what I mean?
Do the background.
I think we need to come up with a crazy Sasquatch shirt.
Yeah, there's a lot of squatchy stuff going on around here. I was surprised that Insight Freedom and the Crazy Scotsman did not get enough on during up in Spencer and had to go shooting and do supplemental shooting to meet their needs. Of an old soldier says try Teesprings. What I'm trying to do, or what I'm using, is that Loads of Bacon over in the Reloaders Network. If you guys don't know, you can go over there and click on the shop button, and it's going through a company that they have worked out a deal with that is printing on demand, so I don't have to go out and spend $300 printing T-shirts and then nobody wants them or whatever. Instead, they'll just be up there. You can order them from there, and Bacon gets a little bit of a cut to help run the site. And the way it's set up right now, I would get a cut, which I don't know. I might decide to see if I can do away with that, because I really don't. It's not that I don't care about money, because I do, because I'm broke. But I don't want to try to do that way. But I don't know. We'll see. So there's a lot of Reloaders Network T-shirts up there. Kenny's got some really cool ones done up over there that have like a arm thing and stuff on the back. It's pretty cool stuff.
Plowboys Ghost just said, in case of nuclear attack on Atlanta, Southerners take 75 north or south, 85 towards South Carolina, or 59 towards Alabama. All you Yankees take 285.
That's hilarious. Hey, man, I used a bit of 285 to get to Kyle's because I had to. 75 was just, whoo, boy.
For those all that don't know, 75 and 85 and 59 actually leave the place. 285 is the loop around Atlanta.
Yeah, man. 75 was a parking lot when I came up, so I had to run around 285, which I don't do very often. So I ran around a portion of 285, then back roaded it up to Kyle's illustrious plantation.
Yeah, I asked him how he got here, and he said, "Hell, I don't know."
Yeah.
I turned left when she said turn left.
Yeah. She told me.
Okay, I got a question from Warsaw. If y'all can see it in the side chat. I'm not an expert, but during World War One and World War II, didn't we copy German Mauser's design to help make our own Springfield 1903 rifles? And thoughts? He says he thinks he kind of did. We kind of did. I'm sure Thorzak's and Curtis can help on that subject, but you can take a look at a 1903, particularly the 1903 A3, and you can see very well, it's pretty much the same rifle. Only but as Americans, the way we are, we took that design and added a few things like a magazine cutoff and the bolt release to remove the bolt from the receiver is different. Yeah, we got sued in World War One, and I think up until we were. What I've heard is that we were paying royalties to Mauser. I don't know if it was the German government, but I think it was Mauser as the company.
Yep, until World War One, and once World War One kicked off, we no longer. There might have been a little bit of a bleed over time, but basically through World War One, we ended up stopping doing that. Never had to do it again. But yeah, I mean that's why the 8mm 30-06 and all that stuff. They're all the same base cartridges because we just straight up ripped it off.
Except we made it longer and louder because we're Americans. And the whole world called, well, particularly in Europe, they refer to us as the ugly Americans. Thoughts of an Old Soldier says the 03 was designed around a Mauser design. It replaced the Craig Jorgensen rifles our Army was using, and that's because they were getting the crap kicked out of them in the Spanish-American War, I think around the turn of the century.
Yep.
Yeah, Curtis says yes, the company.
Yeah.
And Kingpin says yes, better too. Better also.
That 7x57 round is really unappreciated for its capabilities. It is a great round. I don't know why it doesn't get more love than it should. But it's funny how that works. Like, I don't know how many 6.5x55 Swedish Mausers I saw that were sporterized and changed over to some other, round when that 6.5x55 is just an amazing shooting round. I think Gunwriters did all of us a pretty big disfavor in the 70s and the 80s when they got really obsessed with velocities. And I think we lost a lot of good rifle, a lot of good old Merle Serps because of that.
Yeah, those rifles were made to accomplish a purpose, and that purpose required shooting straight. So, yeah. Man, I can shoot that Mauser with that cheap old steel ammo we were shooting. We were shooting half-inch groups at 50 yards or 1.5-inch, 2-inch groups at 50 yards with just the iron sights and these old eyes. So, and I've been looking. I went on Numrich Gun Parts Corporation today to try to find a scope base that I could use on that. And, They've got one that's like $22, but you have to take the rear sight spring off of it. The ones I want are the real sniper scope bases and the scope, but that would cost me $500 or better, more than $500. And if I got the case to put it in, that's another $193. So, yeah, to do it the way I want to do it, it would cost about $700-800.
Yeah, Warsaw says that sporterizing surplus rifles makes him it upsets him. It's funny because I have 2, and if it gives me any more trouble, I'm gonna have 3. My through 3's been sporterized, and the small ring's been definitely sporterized, and I've got an 8mm Spanish that's gonna get sporterized if I don't fix it somehow or another.
What's the problem?
I think the problem is the muzzle shot out, and it needs to be recrowned, or actually it needs to be remuzzled. It either needs to have the barrel cut back, or it needs to have one of those need to run one of those reamers in there that buries the muzzle down into the barrel, so it looks like it's the right length, but it's actually the muzzle's deeper inside, something like that. I think that's what it is. I don't know.
If you're going to cut the barrel, you might as well thread it too.
It's kind of the point. It's like, how far do you go? Now I've got other things like my FR8 and stuff like that have never been touched. But my British was a grenade launcher, and it got no love. When you went to scrape the Cosmoline off, the stock came with it, like in hunks. I mean, it was that like wet and just looked like, and it was one of those 33 Brits that was like spray painted and stuff. It looked like the worst of the worst. But I think it was arsenaled, boxed, and never used because it had the nicest barrel in it out of any milsurp I've gotten. It shoots better than damn near anything I own. But it's got a composite or plastic stock on it and a scope and shit. So, oh well.
There's worse things. You got to remember that, though destroying history really makes me cringe too. But at the end of the day, it's your rifle. You bought and paid for it. This is America. You can do whatever you dang well want to with it.
Or you used to could.
Yeah. I said 3. I've got 4. I forgot. I've also got a Siamese Mauser 4570. That's another one that's sporterized. I didn't do that, but I'm glad it was done because I love that rifle.
Michael Signs, I've never heard of a Japanese Seiko. I own 2 Seikos, and both of them were made in Finland.
Yeah, back here, Curtis says, how many of the 2003-ish short action Ultra Magnums do you hear the praises of today? It's all marketing and hype. I agree. I think it is. I think it's a lot of marketing and a hype, and sort of a lot of it. It's sometimes hard to get between the nonsense, right? I think the 6.5 Creedmoor is a fine round, and I have nothing against it. But there's other rounds from history that would do the same thing. I think that a lot of it is marketing and hype and getting the right round and the right gun at the right time to get people's attention. And then back in the day, it was all on writers. Now it seems, I think it's a little bit more on us, the people that are shooting and the people that are making videos and such. Mig, how's it going, brother?
I was going to say real quick before it ends, everybody say, hey, Mig, bye, Mig.
Yeah. Brother, I was thinking about you this week, so there might be some consequences to that. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting, I know that's not exactly what we were going to talk about. We're talking a little bit about bullets and stuff today, but, the different handgun and rifle calibers and how they became popular and how they didn't and what happened and what went wrong. It's definitely an interesting topic. Sometimes I get confused as to why something even happened. Why did the 40 exist when the 10mm already did? Why'd, Yeah, it's an interesting topic, you know.
Well, they made the 40 because nobody could afford to buy the damn 10 millimeter.
Oh,
Or
freaking!
none of the FBI agents could handle the recoil on the 10 millimeter was basically what I understand.
Yeah, hence the 45 GAP.
Yeah, 45 gap and all that other stuff. It's like, come on, I don't know, but some of it's fun, like that 22 TCM. I don't know if that's ever going to take off, but if those of you in the SAW chat, if you've never shot that weird round, it is the most berserkly odd handgun I've ever shot in my life.
But
Sound,
it's cool, isn't it?
yeah, sound and fury signifying nothing. All of this racket and nonsense, and there's almost no recoil. It's like, oh, that bullet's moving though, but that light bullet like that, almost no felt recoil in the gun at all. It's a really bizarre experience because you expect one to be so tied to the other. It was really interesting.
That's like the perfect Jerry Michalak pistol.
Yeah, absolutely.
You could straight dump 15 rounds and the gun barrel never move.
Yeah, and Insight Freedom had one. He let me shoot it, and it was a Rock Island, and I'll tell you what, if I wasn't, if I didn't have a whole bunch of other stuff to do with my money right now, I'd be shopping hard for one. That is just neat. I don't know if it'll ever take off, but it's a fun little round. Willie called me out. I gotta go with this. Willie says he hasn't seen a video of me shooting the K31. It's because there isn't one. It never got out of the case. By the time we had the 100-yard range up and running, Willie, which is where I was gonna try to shoot, things were kind of it just didn't work out for me. I need to take it down sometime, and when it's quiet, and because I'm trying to see what I can do with it as far as that load. And I'm one of those people, I kind of like to shoot by myself a little bit when I'm trying to do load development because I'm better that way. I get a little bit nervous when I'm around other people, and it makes it a little bit harder for me to be accurate. So I am absolutely sorry. I brought it out of the car and never took it out. So I am a bum.
Well, man, I brought my CZ75 and it never made it out of the bag either, so don't feel bad. Mig says that he thinks another shoot next July should be planned now so he can get vacay. And to that, I would respond, Mig, we are considering another time of the year, but we are definitely considering, well, we're going back. There's no question about that. We're just trying to pick out a cooler time of the year. Scotsman's out there in the side chat. I hadn't seen Scott Insight Freedom tonight, but we've been talking about toward Labor Day as a possibility. And Chico Wise has a question up on Headspace. If you'll go to Headspace and answer his question as to when you would like when you'd like to get together. Ain't that right, Chico?
Yeah. It's actually more of a naming the event because our take on it, we don't want to name this meetup the Georgia Shooting Connection because, as you guys know, some of you are, it's from the 11 guys, it was 6 different states, and I think that'll be kind of selfish for us to say this is the Georgia Shooting Connection meetup because everyone's from different states. So kind of I threw out a question, and whatever comments, I'm going to put it in the poll, and hopefully we all can vote on it to kind of give it a name, so to speak, for these events, whether they happen in Tennessee or Uncle Jim's battlefield up there or something like that. Or, but just I was kind of throwing out a question to get everyone involved and stuff like that. But Mig, I definitely say, yeah, we planning it so everyone can get advance notice so they can get off their time. But we haven't decided on the month yet. You know what I mean? More advance notice is always good, so people can schedule those times off with their families and their jobs or employers rather. So yeah, if y'all go to Headspace, that we appreciate it, and get some feedback up there for naming these events or meetups. Rumples, Curtis. Curtis always gives me a chuckle, man.
Come here, buddy. Hey, Nathan, you remember my puppy? Come here.
Yeah.
Come here. Come here. Have a look at her now.
Good grief.
Hey, Nate.
Wow, they
Dang.
grow fast.
She's still Papa's baby. As you can tell. Look at that face. She's not a puppy anymore. She's a dog. Get out.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. They do that. They just get big.
Yeah, she's amazing to me, man. She's so hyper, but she's so loving all at the same time. She's in here with me now, so you may hear some dog sounds here and there. But yeah, we need to do a poll question as to when y'all would like to have a meetup. And Chico, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but I responded the GSC/TRN turkey shoot. But instead of that, we could just call it the Great American Turkey Shoot.
Yeah, I mean, however, whatever comments. I don't think there's a limit on how many I can put into a poll, but the thing was with the poll, I couldn't leave it open where people can type their own answer in. So that's why I did like a general comment, and then when people comment into it, I'll take those answers and put it into a poll, and they can vote on it, and we'll see how many has whichever one has the thumbs up or the most votes. I think that's kind of fair, and I was just throwing something out there to get everyone involved, so it ain't like we're doing it all. Try to keep everybody involved because there's some good ideas, and a lot of brains work better than one or even four.
Crazy Scotsman says keep it the GSC, which honestly isn't a terrible idea. I just felt bad because it's like to some degree, and I don't mean it because you guys that are in the side chat are all part of us. But to some degree, it's us 5, 6, 7. How many people we got going on now? 6? Yeah.
Yeah.
Us 6 folks. But at the same time, Insight was involved in planning. Crazy Scotsman was involved in planning. MCK drove down. If it wasn't for Tread, I wouldn't have had all that beautiful bean footage. So I felt bad because we were kind of taking – I don't want to say we were taking credit, but our name was on it. But without you guys, it would have just been us hanging out, and that wouldn't have been nearly the same thing. I mean, I would have loved that, but it wouldn't have been nearly the same thing. Because trust me, we're probably going to be us 4 are probably going to be up there before a big meetup again. I can totally driving up there, to go shoot. So that's just why we wanted to bring it up and get a good idea, right? If everybody's down with leaving it to the GSC, or if anybody has a really good idea. Man, go over to Headspace, make a comment. I'm down either way. We're easy, or at least I'm easy. I think Jamie's the one that's not easy. I think the rest of us are pretty easy. Jamie seems to be a tough nut to crack. He's expensive.
And yeah, that makes perfect sense. I totally understand and agree with that. Yeah, so, and there will be another poll or something on there so we can determine the correct time that works for everyone. So all that stuff will be on Headspace, Slack, TRN, or something like that.
Instagram.
Yeah.
The Facebook. Good grief, yeah. It's funny, man. I posted that video. I haven't been posting a lot of videos lately, so I posted that video, and I'm like, trying to keep in my head, okay, I got to put it over here and move it over there, and this goes over there. Now Instagram and Facebook are connected in some kind of perverted way. That confused me. I'm like, good grief, it's going to take me, 2 hours to get this thing up, but it's worth it. I really like going. I really love what Loads of Bacon's done with the Reloaders Network. And guys, look, there's going to be a live chat tomorrow night. I don't know if you're all going to be able to make it. I know we have our normal stuff that we do, but try to check in if you can. Bacon and Taco are going to do a live stream. I think I don't know. I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth because Taco kind of made it out like they're going to be doing a lot of other stuff on the live stream, but I'm thinking that there's going to be a fair amount of talk about YouTube and stuff. So I don't know, but try to go check out everything that you can. If anything, catch the playback because that's probably what I'm going to do. In fact, I need to do that. I need to send Taco because I'm sure he's going to be one hosting. I'm going to send Taco a message to see if he's going to post it. I think he is. I think it automatically does it. So anyway, sorry I'm rambling.
Oh, May Willie, give him down the country.
Tin Man's Duck was a thing of beauty. If you guys didn't see that. Oh, MCK was here for a little while. Did you guys see that primer failure he had?
1 second, Warsaw. Before you go, buddy, thanks for the heads up on all that. And I want to say to you before you leave that I have bought a cleaning rod and a front sight hood for a Yugo, and it didn't fit. So thanks. I'll be checking out Amazon. And get some rest tonight, Warsaw, and thanks for stopping by, buddy. Is Mig leaving too?
Mig's always leaving.
Yeah, somebody said Halloween. I think it was Tin Man for our shoot.
I'm down with that. I like October. It's my favorite month.
Yeah, if that's hunting season. But I'll give up a weekend in the woods for you guys.
That's awesome. That's hunting season. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Hold on. That's funny. But yeah, MCK's primer failure. I've never seen one fail quite like that before.
Pistol, rifle. I haven't seen it yet.
I don't know. What? I guess it's a carbine or is it a pistol? It's a little AR. I think it's a 300 blackout. I don't remember. My memory's junk, man. I watch a million videos today. But
I did see that pop up. So that'll be a pistol, basically. I mean, a rifle. The case, right? Even if it is a pistol configuration weapon.
I mean, 300 blackout's a rifle case. Just it's not,
right.
But yeah, single shot 223 HR. Are you dicking with me, or is that something else? Are you answering Mario or something? Anyway, yeah, I saw it. I was just really surprised. I haven't. Okay. I haven't seen a primer failure quite that energetic. I've had some leak. I've had some, puncture, but I've never had one that seemed to be as energetic as his. That was bizarrish. Yeah, exactly. Crazy Scott is 24-inch a carbine or a pistol. Well, I would think that would be a carbine, but for you, probably a pistol. Long arm lummox. Wabbit season. Hey Vanessa, how are you? Jimmy's muted, and Kyle's muted, so it's the Chico and me show, I guess. So you're gonna have to participate, Chico. I'm gonna need you.
Gotcha. Well, I'll tell y'all. The weekend we already know the weekend was good for us, but me and Nathan, man, we probably looked at each other and was like, we got to get on it. We got to get our long range rifles because I enjoyed it shooting And I haven't seen any footage with. I'm gonna have to go through that footage when I shot Kyle's rifle, and I was pretty excited. Kyle's rifle was the first one I hit on the 1,000 yards with. I hit it on the third shot, and that was, oh man, it was a great feeling. So 308 is capable. If y'all seen Josh's video, I hit it with his Thompson Compass 308 also. So I got to get on my deal seeking and find me this rifle, whatever I'm getting. Another thing for all you reloaders out there, I posted a video. I don't know if y'all seen it about a couple days ago. Winchester primers are doing a rebate right now. So, you know, if you can save a little bit, that always helps, at least in my opinion, you know. So that is on my channel, but it goes to August 15th is the deadline. So 25% mail-in rebate might help some of you guys out there if y'all didn't know already.
I have some footage of that. I think that's going to be coming out when I do my my day 2 video. The footage of you shooting Kyle's was kind of choppy, and like I think you sat down and you did some stuff, and then you kind of came back and maybe shot one, and then it was kind of a longer thing, so it was a little bit harder to edit and get together looking right. So I don't know whether it's
right.
I think I got that one, some piece out of that. I can't remember whether I chose that or you shooting Josh's, but yeah, I know it's there, right? I know somebody's got it because I've gotten some of it. I was looking at first. I was looking for a rifle. I was going to buy something. I was going to buy an All-American Predator is what I was going to buy. And I was finding some deals, but nothing as crazy as what, like, I don't know if you're subscribed to the Social Aggressive, but like he got his he got his Savage FV for like $15 and a handshake because of a rebate and all kinds of other stuff. So those deals are out there. We just have to kind of keep our eye out, man. But that Savage FV looks like a really good deal. The only thing is it doesn't have the threaded barrel. So if you go to, you know, I think 6.5 Creedmoor would be good, but a 308, I think without having a muzzle brake and stuff would probably be a little punchy even with that heavy barrel. Hey, Jamie.
Hey, man, sorry I had to go take care of some stuff.
Yeah, no worries, man.
I found a Ruger American Predator from Classic Firearms, just the basic rifle for $360-ish.
That's good. That's real good. That's better. I found them for 400 was the lowest I was able to find using Gun Dot deals, but I don't think I got on the Classic. So
that Savage 30-06 that my buddy's got, he's not into that thing for a whole lot of money. I think it was $280 or something.
Is it an Axis?
I'm not exactly familiar. I just know it's a Savage, and me and him like to shoot 250 and 500 with it, and you know we're right there neck and neck. And I've got a much more expensive rifle, although I didn't pay too much more money for it. So yeah. That 308's because of the deal I got in it.
I think what tends to like make me gravitate towards the Savage is, even though I'm probably if I bought something I'd probably go to the Ruger, but I kind of like the idea of the Savage just because of that barrel setup. That is so unique. Is basically the ability to be able to change a barrel without that much pain. That kind of what makes me want to go that way, but at the same time, you know, I don't know.
I'm sorry, my wild adventurer just got back from a rafting trip, so I had to say hello and hear all about how that went. She's fixing to make her some dinner.
That's awesome. Where'd she go rafting at, or tubing or rafting?
I think it was kind of half and half. They ended up having an ordeal. I think they started out rafting, then they went to tubing, and the tubes flattened out on them, and they had to walk up the mountain and beg somebody in the cabin for a ride back to the outfitter. Up in the LJ area.
Oh, okay.
What did y'all know about Tombstone Tactical? I think the Awakening is asking us.
I know nothing.
Never heard of them.
I believe I've been on there before. I think they're a gun store or a gun vendor. They sell, all kind of gun goodies, extended magazines and your typical stuff, if I'm not mistaken. Who asked that? The Awakening?
The Awakening.
Kind of depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for something, I'll tell a lot of people know if you're looking for something specific and you're trying to find the best deal, use gun.deals. And if you got an item number, you can put that in gun.deals. See, I'm giving away the information. Look, if you got an item number, you can put in gun.deals and they should find you the cheapest price, like the online vendors and stuff like that. So that'll help. Just depends on what you're looking for.
Or you can always go in and put chico.cheap.
And you can also check on the deal alert section on the Reloaders Network Slack, whatever Headspace area, and because I think
correct.
A couple of them, and there's things posted on there all the time. And then as a third or quadruple dairy side of that, if you're looking for deals, I'm pretty familiar with the Cast Bullet Forum. You can get on there, and they have a section that kind of alerts people to deals and such too. So, yeah. Crazy Scotsman says he's doing a 6.5. I'm gonna guess and say Creedmoor build. I did not know you were doing that, brother. I really, really look forward to seeing that. That's gonna be awesome, man.
It's an AR platform.
Cool. I follow and I've watched a lot of West Desert Shooter stuff, and at one time that's the direction I was going to go, was go kind of auto, and now I'm back to bolt action. But that's awesome, man.
It's just inherent. Bolt action is a more accurate rifle than a semi-automatic, unless you've got cubic dollars.
Which right now Logan seems to, due to a little bit of help from factories.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say that I don't see how anybody can expect a semi-auto to be as accurate as a bolt gun. If you think about it, everything's locked up and slammed shut tight when the hammer goes off, and there's no movement of anything.
Well, you can semi-automatics that are just as accurate as bolt guns, but you're going to have $5,000 automatic versus $800 in the bolt gun.
Yeah,
it does happen.
One thing I was disappointed in up there at Tennessee was the way my Seiko performed, or it lacked its performance at 1,000 yards, but it was set up to be a 300-yard deer gun. So, I mean, I shot whatever that was, an 8-inch target, a steel target at 200 yards. I mean, pinging that thing all day long. But
I think that 600 yards I think they dropped those down to 6 inches, didn't they? They weren't very big.
Well, if they were 6 inches, the 200-yard ones probably were too.
It just looked real small at 600 yards, Kyle.
well, I was looking. I never shot it through my rifle. I shot
it through that C-Max rifle.
Yeah, I shot through everybody else's stuff. But
oh, speaking of shooting other people's stuff, I wanted to bring this up. Scotsman's, was that 223 with that Zeiss on it? Holy crap, that was a nice optic.
Yeah. C-Max's rifle.
Yeah, that's C-Max rifle. Yeah.
That thing was amazing. That optic was ridiculous. And it was a weird thing because at that point, somehow or another, I had calmed myself right down. So when I start to get calmed down, I tend to shoot with both eyes open. So I was getting this oddball thing where I had it looked like 2 dots in there. So I kind of had to close one eye to get it go back to one. It was weird. I've never had that happen before, but my God, that thing was clear. And you could just hammer out I was messing with 200 yards and just hammer whatever you pointed at. That was an amazing piece of machinery. And Scotsman says, if you have any questions about a firearm buying a farm or anything, just let him know and he'll see what he can find because he's got the hookups. So
weren't we supposed to talk electronic versus manual reloading equipment today?
Oh yeah, we talked about doing that too.
Maybe it was just thrown out there. It wasn't in stone. It was, we were funneling a topic or topics.
Well, it's only 9 o'clock. We still got an hour to yammer.
Y'all get my message when I say, "Oh, that's kind of weird," because I don't own nothing but one type. So how can I put out? How can I say mechanical versus electronic?
Well, you can say what you want, then I'll tell you you're wrong.
I might lose power here shortly.
Dude, it's doing it here too. I mean, it's been storming.
That, but
it's been storming nuts here. I'm surprised I still have the interwebs.
Well, you know what? Let's touch on that, and I can tell you based on my experience what I think. I think mechanical is by far, when we're talking about measuring devices like calipers and scales, I think mechanical by far is going to be the most accurate and the most reliable. Digital or electronic, on the other hand, is for speed and efficiency. You know what I mean? So that's but I'll tell you, all of my stuff is electronic for not per se speed, but just convenience. It makes sense. So
I started out in the same boat. Then I got to thinking, yes, ma'am. I thought about it.
Great.
I started out with the same.
Thought he was gonna get fed a grape or something.
I started out with the same thing, and then I got to thinking, what do I do if, like, the grid goes down? Well, I'll just use this battery-powered stuff until I run out of batteries. Then what? Then you're kind of on your own. You're down to the Lee scoops, and that's if you have the scoop set that you've already had to buy. Because the scoops themselves aren't accurate. In today's powder, they might have been in 1968 when they came out with them, but the powders have changed and, all that stuff. So if you don't have a way to mechanically measure it, you don't know how much you're putting in there, which is not a big problem with trail balls, but you're not going to be reloading rifle rounds with trail balls.
Yeah, I started mechanical, and I think it's because I grew up in a machine shop where if somebody brought out a set of digital calipers, they'd get hog-tied and drugged through the streets. Even like you got high-end high-end micrometers. They make digital high-end micrometers, and even them, they don't want. They did back then. They didn't want anybody using them. So I grew up in that mechanical world. So my micrometers are all mechanical. My dial calipers, of course, mechanical. My scales are all mechanical. But I am looking to go, and this is what Chico said, that the ease sometimes is worth it. I'm looking to buy a digital scale. And it's going to take me a while to get used to using it and get used to trusting it. I think the digital scales are great for bullet weights, where 1/10 of a grain one way or 2/10 of a grain really don't matter all that much, but I'm trying to to bulk match or batch bullets. I think that's great for that. Trying to do that on a balance beam, yeah, you can, but it's kind of a pain in the butt. So I don't know. I'm looking to go digital for a scale, but I'll never go digital for measuring equipment. I just don't trust it.
I've got digitals here with my Headspace comparator on it. I just found it easier to just leave it on one. But me being a mechanic, I've got plenty of high quality mechanical calipers. I just brought a set out of my toolbox. Didn't have to spend any money because I've got 4 or 5 of them at work. I've got a Hornady beam scale. I started out with, it's up there, I'm not getting it, the Frankford Arsenal electronic scale, and then I got the Hornady for the security of it. I could double check that scale. And then I got the Hornady Loadmaster, is that what it is? Loadmaster, I think. The powder measure. And after you read the instruction booklet, like they say, RTFB, read the instruction booklet, that's a really accurate powder measure, and I hadn't had a problem with it. Great. Crickets.
Oh, sorry. I was answering. Curtis said something about vernier calipers in versus dial. Yeah, I was in the transition period in the early '90s where nothing of any importance was ever measured with a dial caliper, and frankly, I really wasn't. It's not that I wasn't allowed to use them; it was frowned upon. Like guys would give me shit if I used one because I was young. It was like, no, go get the right equipment. So I kind of bounced back and forth, but I don't know, man. It's funny. I started off with an RCBS 505, and then right now I'm using an older Lyman. I don't remember the number on it, and I like it the best because there's a couple little small variations that I like better about it. And I've also got another Lyman. It's a Accu. I think it's an AccuMeasure style. It's like plastic and shitty. Like I never use it for anything. It's been in the box. I don't know how I ended up with it. But I want a 1010. I don't know why. I just think it looks cool, I guess. Maybe it's more for sentimental reasons. But I really want to get an RCBS Chargemaster Lite. That's just I think that is I also was looking at this Frankfurt Arsenals too, I'm gonna get a digital powder dispenser. But I'm gonna do it. It's too convenient not to have it.
Yeah, they work really good. And the time it takes you to do the processes on the press, you got another powder charge ready to go. So it doesn't take long to load up a box of 50 precision rifle rounds with it.
Yeah.
And that Hornady one that Kyle has, my buddy Dale has one. Y'all have seen him in a couple of my videos. That thing, once you figure out what all, like Kyle says, what all them buttons on the front of it is for and how to use them, that thing is awesome. And a couple of one of my gun shops here in town has a few of those in stock, and he bought them before the price increase. If you've noticed and been watching the prices, they're up over $200 now, and I think he's got like $130 or $160 priced on those. But
yeah, the only reason I bought that one, it was a Black Friday deal a couple of years ago, and I think it was $69. That's the only reason I bought it.
Okay, if y'all look up there, you can see my Hornady balance beam scale. I also have the, of course, y'all know all this. I have the Frankfurt Arsenal digital, which works pretty good. It suffers on trickling. And I have the Wowoo. It's right here because I've been using it. These things are some of the best money I've ever spent. This thing works good. It's dead on with that Hornady up there. And I really like both of those scales. And then I have this thing, which is also a Hornady scale. But I'm thinking seriously, when we blow up all of those, go ahead, Nathan. You can finish my statement.
Yeah, when we blow up all those daggone Lee safety scales, that thing can go on the top of the pile. I've heard nothing but terrible things about that little Hornady electric scale too.
Let me tell you something. I went to a Hornady sponsored reloading clinic at Adventure Outdoors. They're real close to Glock down in what do they call that, Kyle?
Smyrna.
Yeah, down in Smyrna. And the guy had one of those, and it was the only scale he had to do the clinic with. And here's a representative from Hornady with the Hornady GS 1500, and he couldn't make it work. So, and he kept saying, It's so breezy up here, and that's how sensitive this scale is. It's picking up that wind, and it won't zero. Yeah,
No,
buddy.
you're full of shit. It just ain't picking up the weight of the shit I'm putting in it.
Yeah, that thing's a mess, man.
Scotsman's ready to see him blow up, man. We got he brought me one. He brought me his last weekend, so I have 3 now. And something Creek, I forget his name, John, I think it is, sent me the green one. It's a Redding, one of the little live Redding scales. It's a little bit smaller than that Hornady. I ain't blowing that up. I'm sorry.
Jeez.
I believe that's Crooked Creek shooting.
You're right, Crooked Creek. He sent me that one, but Crooked Creek, if you're out there, I'm refusing to blow up your Redding scale. If you want it back, let me know. I'll send it back to you.
I saw a video the other day, and I don't remember who it was. I saw somebody with one of those Lee safety scales on their reloading bench, and it took every ounce of willpower and determination I had not to say something in the comment section about it. Like, man, I will send you another scale. Like, but
Curtis
I did.
uses them, and Curtis is good with them, man. And he put out a video about a week and a half ago about something that came out from Lee. It was basically to turn your single stage into a full progressive, and it was basically the predecessor to this Lyman, the Lee Classic Cast turret press, but it was set up like that. You know, you put it on top of you had the one ram and everything turned. It works just like that turret press does. But yeah, Scotsman says that the one he gave me, I already have his. The one that he brought me was from Swinger 70. And Michael Sines says he's got to get his in the mail to me. And what Texas Outlaw Michael Sines. No, I'm not doing any more giveaways for a while, Honey Creek. Michael Sines, when we get yours for what?
Giveaway.
Do what?
He says use those scales for the giveaway. I say, heck no, it's going to be much more fun to blow them up.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that to somebody. That's not a giveaway. That's like getting a whammy, you know? Man, that's getting a skunk in the mail. That's oh.
I know it's like getting the gift certificate to the Crystal.
Yeah, or somebody gifting you one of those damn Hornady powder tricklers. Like what?
Hey, I got one of those.
Yep.
But you know what I used for a long time before I got that one?
A lead dipper? Just
No, a 30-06 round with a spent primer still in the bottom of it.
Yep.
Just sit there and roll it back and forth like that. It works better than that Hornady trickler does.
Oh yeah, I've got a Frankfurt Arsenal one now that I got picked up from Academy that I really like. It's weighted, and
fill it up with
Heavy.
powder and go like that.
Yeah.
The RCBS works pretty good. I picked up one of them on a deal.
Yeah, the Redding works pretty good as well. There's a couple nice ones. It's just that Hornady one is just. Whew. Yeah, there's a couple pieces of machinery here and there that people make that they shouldn't. Oh yeah, it's crystals. Okay, Plowboy's Ghost. I saw a advertisement on the YouTubes yesterday. I had to mention this to Catherine. $5.99, all you can eat crystals and French fries. That is a dare. That is a dare.
Disaster waiting to happen.
I'm gonna make sure that I take care of any bathroom needs I have within the next couple days. Make sure I'm clear and ready. I'm plenty hydrated, and I'm gonna go tear them to pieces.
If you don't make sure that you've taken care of any bathroom needs, all you can eat crystals will.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. I just don't want to have a whole bunch of back pressure to have to worry about later on. I want everything to just kind of be free flowing, you know.
Oh, it will be with crystals. There's plenty enough grease to keep you lubed up there, brother.
Well, that will tear me to pieces. But yeah, so you saw it too, man. I saw that, and I was just, I was excited like a little kid at Christmas time. I'm like, oh, it's on. Anybody? See, I'm not okay. Chico and his son. I don't know if y'all seen that picture. I'm telling you, they need to do that.
That plate of food in front of Carter. Good
Yeah.
Lord.
The plate of food in front of Carter weighed more than Carter. Boy, I tell you, when I was young, I could eat like that. Now I can't do nearly the damage I used to. But good grief.
We're
He gonna get a job, man.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Brody, it's basically White Castle without the holes in the meat.
Yeah, pretty much.
How was your dinner?
Does that explain it good enough? Hey, Carter.
Hey, Mr. Jamie.
Hey, Jamie. Ice cream truck.
Ice cream truck. Go on, man.
I feel you. No, I agree with him.
Yeah, I'll take one.
If he hears the ice cream truck, Chico, you best put this on mute and go look him up.
He's seen it
I'll
today. And all right, yeah, later we'll go find it. He seen it today, man, at a Quick Trip, and I was trying to talk to him to get his attention so he wouldn't see it. I was like, hey, he was like, he heard that do. He was the ice cream truck, like he zoomed
Now he's
in on
done.
the same way I zoom in on deals. You like tune in to it. He was like ice cream. I was like, man,
All night long, ice cream truck, you're doomed.
A buddy of mine said when his kids were younger, he would say the ice cream truck plays the music when there ain't no more ice cream. That way no kids come running out.
Nice. Hey, did you guys catch? I know it was right before we came up, but or we came on. But did you catch Fuzz's video that he just released? I think it's the longest one I've seen Fuzz do like in a long time, and it wasn't all political either. It was like about guns. So that was cool.
Yeah, the 357 and 9mm.
Yeah, that was really awesome, man. I enjoyed that, Fuzz. I appreciate it. I'm not saying I'm against political stuff. It's just that I catch a lot of it and kind of I don't want to say I tune out, but you know what I mean. But yeah, that's awesome, dude. I appreciated that. Eddie Murphy stand up, ice cream. Yeah.
You can't have no ice cream.
Yeah. Wanna lick? Psych. You can't have
You got your ice cream.
your mama's on the welfare.
yeah.
Call it. Yeah.
Your mama's on the welfare.
Yeah.
Your daddy's an alcoholic.
Yeah. Eddie Murphy, man, when he was younger, he just had a direct line to my funny bone, almost as bad as Tin Man. I mean, he's probably still just as damn funny, but he makes a heck of a lot more money being not funny than he made being funny, I bet.
Now, Uncle Gus come over, and he wanted to light the grill. He put 6 gallons of gasoline, 3 bags of charcoal, and 2 bottles of charcoal fluid on there. Now, that's a fire. Gus, my backyard's on fire. Put it out.
Just put out the fire.
So, Willie Buttman says that he's from California and he don't know what a crystal is. First of all, Willie, you spell it with a K and not a C, which is backwards. Yeah. But it's basically a little, what people would refer to as a slider. It's a square hamburger, about 3 inches square, and it's got
now I think
got a real thin patty of meat in the middle, and it's cooked with onions, and the bun is steamed, and it's about the same thing as White Castle. If you've up north, they've got White Castles, but the White Castles have holes in the meat patty.
You can get the White Castles in the freezer section, Willie. I know you can. I used to buy them out in Vegas, but yeah, it's the same thing. Just I don't know. Somebody stole some of White Castle's meat. I don't get it.
Well, White Castle also, one of the things that I think they do different is I think they have more of a onion and flavor infused patty. Now I know we're getting into some highfalutin stuff here, talking about the very small intricacies between White Castle and Crystals, but I think Crystals are actually better. Like, and I grew up on White Castle, so that says something.
Only on the Georgia Boy Friday Night Chat can you find entertainment this compelling.
Absolutely compelling. George, somebody brought up Georgia Boy. I'll tell you what, guys, we really missed him this weekend. This past weekend. I hope he's able to come next time, or wants to come the next time, or whatever the deal is. Because he's really welcome to come, and we missed him. He would have been a great addition out there. I'm gonna try that. What's up, bud?
You beat me, Chico.
That's
what the hell's a
classic.
goony goo goo, Gus?
Goo-goo, Gus.
The boy says a goony goo goo, sticks his head in the creek, comes up with a fish. What the hell's a goony goo goo?
Hey, when Plowboy Go said, Gus, your wife's a Bigfoot, I had to put it in there. What is Chico talking about?
Gus, your wife's a big.
Classic Eddie Murphy Raw.
Yep. Raw and Delirious are two of the funniest things I ever saw in my life. Boom.
Yeah, that's what we used to do, Honey Creek Road, because back in the day, I heard many times, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here. And Crystal was open 24 hours, so we would go to Crystal and get one of them 24 packs. And but I've learned some things as I've gotten older. You just I don't do alcohol at all anymore. And
you don't do crystals either for the same reason.
And I don't do crystals that much, and I really do not do bars anymore. So
it's funny how, at least around here, by and large, and I think in a lot of different places, that whole late night bar snacking has really moved to Taco Bell. I think the connoisseur is, of course, Jack in the Box, but we don't have those here because I can go with my tacos and
I could go for some Jack in the Crack tacos right now.
I'm telling you. But yeah, there's a lot of Taco Bell around here, man. You come by, sometimes I go over to Catherine's, and I'm coming back kind of late, and man, I'll go by at 1 o'clock or something. I'll go by Taco Hell, and that place is just packed. It's crazy.
Yeah, the Waffle House was where you went when you were drunk and you had some money left over.
Yeah.
Yeah, and never mind. I don't want to go there. But I have learned some things about getting older. The old man told me as I was starting to get older, he says, I don't know if I ought to say this, but I'm going to. He says, number one, never pass up an opportunity to pee. Number two, never trust a fart. And number three, always honor an erection.
Honor. That's great. That's great, and it's dead on too.
What'd you do?
Because you never know when it's going to be your last one.
Yep.
I gotta play paramedic. Be right back.
I think somebody said crystals were colon bombs. Yeah. I don't know what a Newcastle is.
Uncle Jim says Chinese food after drinking. That's insane, man.
Yeah, that's.
Oh my God! Yeah. God, I wouldn't even make it through the 4 hours of sleep I get after a hard drunk. I'd be up in the middle. Oh my God, that would kill me. I'd die. Oh. Chicken pot pie when you're on a bender. That is an odd choice, but it really works out well. The problem is that almost every chicken pot pie, if you want to put it in the oven, ends up taking an hour to cook, and no drunk will remember that. So
yeah, I could live off of the salad and chicken pot pies. I really could.
Oh boy, we got down an odd rabbit hole. So electronic versus mechanical. We got measuring devices. I'm mechanical. Chico's just whatever. it looks like everybody else is kind of in the middle too.
What do you mean by measuring devices? Calipers?
Well, calipers, micrometers, anything that's going to measure length or width or anything like that. Like it's going to be measuring dimensions. I'm a mechanical because I need that feel.
Right.
And Buzz brought this up. Dial calipers to me have zero feel to them. And I know that ammo isn't exactly that dead nuts, but I can tell you, like, the difference between like an experienced machinist and somebody like me who's only a jackleg at it. You know, they can walk up to a mic, put that onto an item, and get you an exact dead reading, and then you try to get that same reading as them, and you can't do it because you don't have that feel to know exactly when that is in the right spot and everything else. So, but I've got a fair amount of experience. I'm just not as good as as somebody who still does it for a living, but I like that feel to it, man. Because dial calipers, it's like I don't get that. Now the thing is, dial calipers, their lack of feel gives me a consistently shitty reading, right? So I just put it onto that case and go run it right down, stunk, until basically it stops, and it's going to read that same thing no matter how many times I change from one thing to another. But that reading's not accurate. But I don't think it's that important necessarily. I just like the fact that a mechanical always works.
Yeah.
I had a friend that back when I was in my previous life, who was he was taking machinist classes at our local college, Coosa Valley Tech. But he gave me a set of micrometers, and when I started trying to reload, I tried my best to find them suckers, and they're still around here somewhere. I just can't find them. So I'm stuck using these. This is the first pair of calipers I bought. And they're the little 4-inch ones from Harbor Freight Electronic. And what I like about them is if you could, you can use the Hornady stuff. Those the headspace gauges and the bullet comparators. What that setup that Kyle showed just a minute ago. What I like about using that with an electronic, that with the electronic caliper is you can zero it out and you can get an honest to God reading. These are the calipers I use now. They're Cabela's dial calipers, and I like these much better because this little thing right here, since I bought it, it's become jacked up, and I can be moving it out, and it'll lose 2/10 of an inch, and well, like that right there. So I moved it. I had it zeroed. I moved it out and moved it back, and I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's saying 2.200 right now, and it's dead zero. So I'm put it back to zero, and I can do it again. And when it gets back home, well, that time it went back to zero. But I quit. I changed batteries in this, and then I quit using it. But this is a $15 piece of crap, man.
Yeah. Well, Frankie said something up here about digitals being more accurate. That's not entirely true. If you get some super high end digital calipers can only be so accurate because of the way they're built. The measuring device being hung off of the beam like that, it's only going to be so accurate. But you can have some really high end digital stuff that's of course going to be able to read to a greater degree than mechanical. Absolutely. But the problem is that inexpensive digital stuff is not accurate at all. It's just not. And that's fine. I mean, I know you said your dog's like, this is my mic set that I use for all kinds of different stuff. And a lot of people make old Craftsman stuff. But that's what I could afford. So it doesn't get super, I don't get hundreds of thousands or anything like that. I think I got one that goes down to that. It might be at the shop. But this is like the ones that I actually have on hand. And I've got some standards and stuff like that. But I stick with these for if I'm trying to do something that's actually, it matters. This is what I'm going to use because this is the most accurate thing I know of for me.
Well, my computer is inherently more accurate.
Yeah, Start is expensive. Start is, but it's nowhere like Start used to be kind of what I consider to be pretty high end. But once I started hanging out with some people who actually who do some pretty high end machining, nah, they get into some other stuff that's just stupid high dollar. And I don't know, man. I couldn't afford a set of Starts. My dad has. That's what we have at the machine shop is Start stuff because it came from when we were doing engine machining. But my stuff's all Craftsman. It's all I don't know, probably
There's a
60s.
Japanese company.
Moyoto is a pretty popular Japanese one.
Niki's Sujo or something like that. The name's about 1.5 inches long, and it's real small print. But they are supposedly some of the most accurate mics and calipers on the planet.
Yeah, that's what I the ones that I've seen is they've been
That's it, Mitoyo. There it is. Good job, Jim.
Yeah, Miyoto's are Miyoto and Mitoyo. Those are pretty good. They're pretty high end. I had mine. Yeah, there you go, Mitsutoyo. Yeah, there you go, Uncle Jim. I had those. I took those in to get calibrated. I guess like oh shit, it's probably been 8 years ago, and they were pretty close. I was surprised that the guy said they were almost dead nuts on. So for some old Craftsman, my dial micrometers were doing pretty good. But you know what's funny? We're talking about measuring by weight anyway. I have just I have as much confidence in using my lead dippers as I do my powder throwers. I'll use a lead dipper in a minute. If I throw a lead dipper 2 or 3 times and it comes out to the right weight, I'll run with it. It's just close enough. Like I don't know. I haven't found that much of a difference. I don't know.
I got 50-38 specials right here that those are those little 110 grain bullets that MCK sent me. I did those with the lead dipper for 38 special, and I used 5 grains of this Shear's World Clean Shot, and they shot good, man. We were pinging the steel up there pretty easy, so I got back home and I loaded some more up, and I was a little more careful with how I filled that dipper. So Fuzz got a point. Lead dippers ain't so bad.
They're not so bad. What I found is like for my 44 Magnum loads, I have to use 2 different dippers because if I use the dipper that it calls for, it doesn't throw enough. If I use one size down and one size down or 2 sizes down from that, it's perfect every time. So, I mean, if you can figure out the combination with them, depending on the powder that you're using, like I said, powders have evolved throughout the years. Some of them have gone to less volume or more volatility or something like that. And they've changed the formulas and the load data. But I have 2. As a matter of fact, I think they're still up here on the table. Here's one of them. Yep, there it goes. Elvis ammo.
Yeah.
I got this one and the one like 3 sizes down. If I combine those, it throws what the one up from that is supposed to. So it's got a combination. Once you figure out the combination, you're good.
Yeah, that's just your touch, man. Because everybody's touch is gonna be a little bit different with those. And once you get it handled normal, shit, you can use those dippers. I have that full set that was gifted to me, and I love them. I use them a lot. Which is surprising.
I use them a lot on my 44 Magnums and actually 380s too. Yes, I've been loading a lot of 380 lately. Thanks, Tread and Cletus.
Yeah, what Fuzz said, Rebel asked about when would you use your micrometers for measuring for reloading? And for me, it's when I'm checking my bore diameter slugs and my bullet sizers. I'll run like a set of 10 bullets through my bullet sizer and check each one to see kind of either what variations there might be and or to get an accurate measurement on that bullet sizer and see if I need to open it up any, because that needs to be within 1,000ths, right? Because you need to be 1,000ths over bore diameter to get the best that you can be. So that's one time I will use it because I need to be within 1,000. Now, if I'm doing case length and stuff like that, I'll just use dial calipers and not worry about it. Hey, Jesse B. Outdoors. Hope you're doing well, brother.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Jesse. Good to see you, man.
We got 53 folks over here watching us be fools. And me yammering way too much. I am talking way too much now. I must be hopped up on coffee or something.
We had 56 earlier, and I love good coffee. Speaking of good coffee, while we were at Dead Zero, I bought my first package of Black Rifle Coffee Company.
For those of y'all watching the Georgia Shooting Connection live chat, feel free to stand by for Jamie's shameless plug.
Come on now. So how was that? How was that Black Rifle coffee? Did you like it? Have you tried it yet?
All I'll say is it's almost gone already.
Holy crap! You drink more than I do, then, brother.
No, I just have 2 cups in the morning, 2 cups in the evening, but I like mine strong. So
Yeah, obviously,
it's the best coffee you'll ever drink, but I drank enough of it. I don't drink it anymore.
So let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rate it? 1 being like, I don't know, man, like Starbucks coffee, and 10 being, you know, that old diner with Flo working at it coffee, you know.
it's a good 8.5.
That's amazing. I might have to look into it because what I had heard wasn't exactly too complimentary, but you know you hear stuff all the time, so I just left that to a grain of salt. So I'm glad to hear it's good.
Actually, Brody's saying it's expensive. They actually had it at the shooting range for less than you can buy it online, I think.
No, man, I paid $14 for a 12-ounce bag.
Yeah.
Maybe
And
I
it
was
don't-
She go
wrong.
to find the deals.
It don't matter how good the coffee is. You can only do that so often. And Uncle Jim Cowboy Coffee is exactly what I make and exactly what I drink. I have a French press, and I just put the coffee in the bottom, pour the hot boiling water on top, and then put the thing on the top, and then let it steep for 4 minutes. Then I push the plunger down real slow and pour it off in a cup. And when I get down to about that much left in the cup, it goes in the sink.
That's not cowboy coffee, sir.
It's pretty close. When you think about the process, it's very
Cowboy
close.
coffee is taking a nice big coffee pot, putting a cup of coffee in there, a whole cup of coffee grounds, filling it up to about X, letting it boil for about 4, no more than 6 minutes, then dumping about a cup and a half of cold water, especially down the spout, to wash all the grains to the bottom. I'm sorry. Maybe that's a Cast Iron Wednesday thing.
Daryl Guyton, he says he doesn't drink coffee. Good on you, brother. I'm glad to know that addiction did not get you, because it did me.
I got plenty of other ones. I don't need coffee.
Yeah, I love coffee. It's probably my favorite drink. Just some black coffee.
Hey, Cranky, let me say something to you, brother. We were on the mountain last weekend, but the name of that mountain was not Brokeback. We didn't have no cowboy coffee. Chico, you gotta speak up, brother. Hold on a minute. Let me get my pistol. Curtis asked me a question I got to check out.
Yeah, I agree with y'all, man. I like and have to have my coffee in the morning and sometimes at night. It just gets the blood flowing, I think, or at least that's what I think.
Yeah, I just love the taste of it, man. It's just delicious stuff, you know. And this is a hard thing to say. If I was given the choice between beer and coffee, coffee would win. If I had to give up one or the other, I'd give up beer. And I love beer, but yeah, I love coffee. And Cranky brought up Blue Mountain. I've had some amazing stuff that was imported and ground, Jamaican Blue Mountain. That, holy crap, that is the best coffee I've ever had in my entire life. But the stuff that I can get at the grocery store is, I don't know, man. I'd rather have Maxwell House. So I don't know where you're getting yours, brother, but the stuff I can get at the grocery store here that's labeled Blue Mountain is not good. And I don't know what it is, but
Yeah, I love Maxwell House, 100% Colombian. And if I can't have the 100% Colombian, I got to tell y'all about a coffee that I like. And I'll go get this is at Aldi's, ALDI. Everybody's got an Aldi's, right? Does everybody have an Aldi's?
sir.
You don't have an Aldi's?
no, sir. I got a
It's gonna be Aldi's or Lidl. They're sister and brother companies or brother companies. You
Yeah,
have
I
one of
got
those down
that.
there close to you?
No, I got Harvey's, the Pig, Winn-Dixie, and Publix.
Piggly
Publix.
Wiggly, you got a Piggly Wiggly down there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I got
close to my
one
work
for
here.
me, Chico.
The Pig is actually half a hardware store, both of them, which makes it like the best one-stop shop thing in the world. You go in there, you get your TV dinners, your chicken pot pie, and your wrenches, and new bottle of propane. It's just an amazing experience.
Your jumper cables, your blinker bulbs. You got to love Tin
Yeah.
Man, you are absolutely correct. 8 o'clock coffee in the bean form is fantastic. If you guys don't have a coffee bean grinder, you got to invest in a coffee bean grinder.
That's what my mother used to buy was 8 o'clock coffee.
Okay, Curtis, let me tell you something about a coffee at Aldi's. It's in a box. It looks like a box, and it's about that tall and about that wide, and it's called German Specialty Coffee. And you want the regular roast, not the light roast. It's $4.99, maybe $5.99, but it's like a pound and a half, and it's some of the best coffee you will drink. It's that European style, really dark coffee. I like mine strong. I like it. That Bustelo. That's not as good as the German specialty coffee. So y'all can tell I spend a lot of time shopping around for coffee.
It sounds like it, brother, but it's time well spent. That's your thing.
Yeah, I like coffee. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't chase women.
Don't do drugs. Why can't a man get chunky peanut butter?
Yeah, the only drugs I do come from my doctor. But
I actually heard that one time. Because this was just a funny story. So I walk into my best friend's house, and his dad, in the top of his lungs, "Don't drink, don't do drugs, don't chase women. I can't get no damn chunky peanut butter." Throws his hands up, storms out the house. I'll remember that to the day.
Oh, man, had enough.
Yeah, he was pissed. Rachel would go out and wherever she'd go to shop, she'd get like those industrial stuff. So when she bought peanut butter, that was all you were going to get for the year, because that stuff came in like 5-pound tubs. I mean, and she'd get 3 of them.
55-gallon peanut butter.
Yeah, exactly. You just dredge your bread through the drum. Yeah. So he was all kinds of ticked off. He wasn't going to get crunchy peanut butter for the next year.
Damn.
Poor dude. Loads of bacon's out there in the side chat, brother. We were talking about you a little bit earlier with the live stream tomorrow and some Headspace / TRN stuff, and I don't think you're wrong, but we are still doing our job, sir. Yes, sir. 3 bags full, sir.
Huh?
Never mind.
yeah, I like Folgers and Maxwell House coffee. Okay, as long as it's the 100% Colombian. Not that I'm a coffee snob or anything, but you got to admit, it's Colombian. It's the best.
So what you're saying is you like your coffee like you like your women.
Black, hot, and strong. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
No,
Oh,
shoved in a burlap sack, thrown over a burro's back by Juan Valdez.
nice. Nice.
Let's go with that. Chico, help me, brother. I feel abandoned here.
I know. I was gonna say, man, you know, I like my coffee like I like my women. You know, that's black. That's movie trivia for you guys out there. Who knows? I think me and Nathan was talking about that this past weekend.
Yeah.
So after shooting those rounds in the 586 Curtis, I opened up the chamber and they do shoot very clean. Yes, sir, they do.
Oh God, that's funny.
For what it's worth.
Yeah.
I really like my 586, but y'all know that.
Yeah.
Man, you can't read this, but Wes Covina just
Yeah.
he
No.
said, we know we're talking about how we like our coffee. He says, yeah, dark, lukewarm, and bitter.
Yeah. And Chico prefers his coffee to have 6 to 8 kids.
Oh, I had to dodge that one.
Yeah, brother, we watch your videos. Just saying.
Oh, man.
I was like, well, the hunt ain't big enough. Started looking back there. I said,
Can they all share one car seat? Mm-mm-mm-mm.
cranky.
So it's come to this, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's come to that, and it's going on 10 o'clock anyway. But so, what have we decided about mechanical versus electronic reloading gadgets?
Honestly, I think we all can only
You know,
go cheek.
go ahead, Nathan.
I was gonna say,
Sorry, my bad.
I think we can only form moderate to less expensive stuff, and as such, I think that mechanical works really well if you're trying to get closer to accurate. So if you're gonna be measuring bullets for bore diameter stuff, and you need to get within the thousands, I think that mechanical is probably the best way to go because the less expensive stuff is going to be better. But if you're doing case length stuff that doesn't need to be dead nuts and things like that, digital is fine. And if you have the eyesight issues where you can't read the mics, then obviously digital is the only way to go. And as far as weights go, I think the digitals are fine, to be perfectly honest. I used to be really mechanical with it, but I think I'm leaning towards the digitals are fine as long as you're double checking that they're right. That's my take. Peace.
I like the digitals, but I also like to have the redundancy of a mechanical back.
Great points. Yeah, I agree, man.
Curtis,
Makes sense.
the answer
I
is
agree.
yes.
I agree.
Boy, Curtis is riding me like a. Never mind. Yeah.
I'd say I like my digital stuff for convenience, but I will be looking for some mechanical stuff, some older what is it, OHAS? But that stuff is expensive, but I gotta track that stuff down. I wouldn't mind having some of that older stuff because to me the older stuff works good almost always. But the one tidbit I throw out there is you gotta think about it, guys. Your measuring device is only as good as it's been calibrated for. So I always recalibrate, almost always. I change batteries, and because your readings can be affected. Like, all my stuff at work, and I do it professionally, it's $300-400 calipers. So I know that stuff has to be recalibrated. Torque, like my torque wrenches and all that stuff, I let the tool people recalibrate them every so often. So, but I'm digital for convenience. I'm almost done, buddy.
What would you say would be the best digital multimeter on the market, Chico?
Fluke.
you know what? I'll tell you, and people gonna probably agree or disagree. A lot of that stuff, like in the automotive industry, a lot of that stuff is made by one company and slap with a name on it. And a lot of people would disagree, but a lot of my stuff is Snap-on or Matco, and I'm all about if it carries a fairly good reputation and warranty. I've got some stuff like for measuring drums. You talking about a $400 piece of equipment. And another thing, a tidbit. These right here, the cases, all my stuff goes back in the cases with the padding on them because that does protect them. You got to think if you jolt or knock your stuff around, it can throw it out of calibration very easily. So, but specifically, my stuff is Snap-on and Matco, Jamie. If that answers your question.
Oh, wait a minute. Didn't you say the best multimeter?
I did, but even at that, I think brand names like I think Snap-on and Mac, if they were selling a digital multimeter with that kind of brand name, they buying Flukes already, just named it.
The Fluke 88.
Yeah, I was gonna say Fluke. I'm sorry.
The Fluke 88 is the best multimeter ever made.
Even a Fluke digital multimeter, you're supposed to send it in to the factory for it to be recalibrated every year.
Correct.
That being said, our electronic measuring equipment is fine as long as we have the mechanical stuff to back it up, to compare, to make sure you're talking about apples and apples and oranges and oranges.
Grape! Grape! It's cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, Flukes make good stuff, but Jamie's right. You know, you got to send that stuff in to be readjusted back to zero. Or you're reading in automotive industry, we say garbage in, garbage out. So if you get bad inputs, guess what? You got bad outputs. So.
That's computer lingo, but yeah, you're right. But my thing is if my little Wahoo scale, as long as it's reading the same thing that my Hornady up there is reading, then I'm feeling good. If my electronic calipers are reading the same thing as my dial calipers, I'm good.
I don't even know how to answer Uncle Jim. Like I started to, and then I just realized, you know what? I can't put into words the origin of grape.
Uncle Jim, I will send you a YouTube video link.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't. I can't put into words.
Fed grapes, Uncle Jim.
Great.
Tin Man trying to find blinders for his monocle.
I did put a link in that video to sort of explains it a little bit, but I was just being silly. I ran out of internet service on the way to Tennessee.
He got out of the car at the shooting range and giggling like a little schoolgirl. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? He goes, you'll find out in a little bit. We got back to the hotel. Bam. Instagram. Great.
All right, guys. So let's go around the horn. What do we got
That's
going
what happens,
on?
man. You know, when internet drops off.
Yeah.
I've got videos coming out on my new Frankfurt Arsenal rotary tumbler light. I should be finishing editing and stuff, so y'all pay attention. Hopefully it's gonna take off. Hopefully. And that's it for me, guys. Thanks for being here, Side Chat. All the comments and questions. I appreciate all of you.
It was a killer time tonight, everybody. I appreciate it. I'm gonna test the waters on YouTube again and throw out some 44 Magnum loading videos. I've got a really killer Survival Sunday video that I'm gonna do. It's actually 50 state legal, so that should get some people wondering. Let's see, some 44 mags. Gonna go back to basics with loading some more of these 175 grain Sierra tip Match Kings for my 308, since they don't make my damn 208 grain bullet anymore. But yeah, I think I'm gonna stick my big toe in the water with YouTube and see what happens. I'm not gonna be too specific. I'll put specifics in the description. and we'll see what happens. That's about all I got going on.
Well, guys, thank y'all for joining us. At one point tonight, we had 56, maybe a little more. I don't know. Uncle Jim, you have a link on the way. You should be getting it about any second now. So we had a big time tonight. We're still wanting to be in Tennessee at the shooting range, but you know we can't live up there. We gotta. Have y'all ever noticed when you go on vacation, you start looking for a way to make a living wherever you're at, so you could just stay there? Yeah, you can't do that. You got to go home and get to work and earn the money to go pay for your vacations. So, yeah. Chico, thank you, brother. Kyle, thank you. Nathan, thanks for keeping us all in line best you can. And thanks each and every one of y'all for tuning in tonight. And I've got a ton of ideas for videos, so hopefully I got one coming up for 1,000 yards. So y'all be watching for that. And if I don't see you before, we'll see you next Friday night.
Well, Jamie, I appreciate it, brother, and thank you and everybody in the side chat and that's watching at home. Guys, I appreciate it. I think it's really cool that we all get together. And as we saw this last weekend, you know, this experience online actually manifests itself in real human life, and we get to meet in real life. You know, getting to meet the Treads was an amazing experience. You know, Tread isn't really much of a content creator, but you know, he's in the side chat, things like that. So that's a fan. It's somebody that's watched the show and everything else, you know, that I'm getting to meet. It was a really cool experience. It was really, really amazing. Everybody that was involved, Insight Freedom. I know I haven't seen you in the side chat, brother, but I really appreciate the work that you put in to make that possible. I've got another video coming up that'll be coming out maybe tomorrow or the day after, probably on Sunday. That'll be day 2 of our Georgia Shooting Connection Dead Zero. I didn't say zone that time. Dead Zero shooting event. I'm working a little bit on a rifle. I'm going to work a little bit on the 450 Bushmaster. So I've got a few different things going on, and I'm going to try to do a few more videos, guys. I know this sounds crazy, and I hate to go out with saying something this kind of provocative, if you will, but I'm actually slightly optimistic with them demonetizing a couple channels without banning them. If that's the direction they want to go, okay. You know, demonetize me. That's fine. Most of us aren't monetized anyway, and those that are making nickels. So I feel bad for the big channels, you know, that are making money and that are doing this and are doing a lot of work. But for the reloading community, a lot of us, I mean, it's like if that's the direction they want to go, if they want to give up on the idea of banning and just demonetize us because we're not, you know, friendly for advertisers, I'm feeling a little optimistic about that. Maybe I'm being ridiculous, but anyway. I appreciate everybody coming out, and I had a heck of a time tonight, and we will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Until next time, good night, everybody. Thanks.